welcome to today's episode or edition of the CONFAB on Radio Vision. I remain myself, LEX2USIMI Lex Posimi. And today, just like every other day, we're here to talk about situations and trending topics and issues within Nigeria where that concerns we as citizens of this nation and that concerns our nation as a whole. Here with me this morning, we have this day rather, we have
No, some are still in
the
their morning.
regular. Yes,
Like
some are still
like
in the morning.
New Jersey now, they are still in their morning.
Of course, of course. So we have irregular phase or the regular phase. Our own prince. Prince, introduce yourself to the people.
All right, thank you for watching us. This is your favorite program, the CONFAB. I still remain my humble self, Adenipekun, Afolabi, Prince.
The prince on the show.
Yes.
Say it very well.
The prince on the show.
Alright, Testing Navigators, once again I welcome you especially to today's episode, and especially I want to thank the executive producer, the Kimako Ladeboya Shalu, Adenipekun, Afolabi, our producer, Big Balu, Abdisamad Balu, Gundiman behind the console, and every other staff of Sim Radio Vision, and especially you, our listeners and our viewers, who are always with us every step of the way. Thank you very much, and thank you for being a part of the CONFAB today once again. Today we are going to start with a news that started, or an incident that started with the General Muhammadu Buhari regime, where the single treasury account or treasury single account for government parastatals and every other arms of the government was introduced, that all of them can use a unified account and all of that. Now the federal government has decided to has directed all ministries, departments and agencies to submit statements of their accounts held in commercial banks as part of the effort to enforce compliance with the single or treasury single account TSA policy. Now this is a policy, like I said earlier, that did not start with this regime, but this regime is trying to enforce it. What does this mean is this an indication that ministries and agencies have not been following this? Is it? I think an example would have been the fact that the federal government paid Osun local government into the account of individuals. Is that not an example of it? And if that's an example of it, what does this mean for government parastatals, agencies and ministries?
Thank you, Lex. You see, one, ministries, they are still part of the presidency, or what have you that we want to call them. Now, talking about the treasury single account, is just like a country having a central pool. What did I mean with the central pool is that a single place where all the fund of the country
is
kept. If there is need for any state or what have you, they would just go there to that central pool. Okay, this is what we have as the money. Okay, how should we share it? That is where we have the allocation formula. Okay, this is what we want to share to this state. This should go for Osun, this should go for Ekiti and other states, for example. Now, this treasury single account is for all the government parastatals to know that, okay, whatever amount you spend in your ministry, there should be an accountable or accountability, transparency for people to know, people in charge, especially the auditor, the Office of Auditor General, to look at it that, okay, what you claim that you spend, it is true that you spent it. You know, that is how it should be. If we want to talk about the transparency and accountability, each ministry should provide their accounts details, that is the statement of accounts, And it is only on the statement of account you can know the outflow and the inflow of the fund. But if someone is telling you that, okay, this is the amount that we've spent so far, it may be a kind of a way of augment the fund that, okay, this is the amount we spend. It may not be true, but the statement of account will not lie. But one thing is that for the federal government to say that they want to they want the all ministry to submit their account in order to make the stand work for the treasury single account. It means there are some ministry that are yet to comply with.
Yes.
Because if you said you want people to comply, it means someone is somewhere, maybe one ministry, or I just use as an example that some ministries are yet to comply with that instruction. That is why it's the federal government we want to, and this we serve as a way of, how will I put it, a way of let the government know if there is any account that is not part of the ministry that some people are keeping the ministry money into, it will show. For instance, now you have a budget allocation of let's say budget allocation for how will I put it, maybe 20 billion, and that 20 billion paid to your account. It is through that statement of account they will know how you withdraw the money, the date and time, everything will be there. I think this is good for us to have a accountability, so that people will know how the ministry are spending the money of the public, instead of looking at it that, okay, this is what they present. No, statement of account is one of the things that we can rely on, because the system will not lie. If you withdraw at the let's say 8 a.m., the system will let us know that you withdraw this money 8 a.m. And if you now claim that, okay, it is not 8 a.m., it is 8 p.m., the system will show. This is a good development if the federal government will be transparent with this compliance, so that it won't look as if maybe it's maybe because one ministry is not in their maybe the person in the ministry, in charge of the ministry, is not in a good
in the good books
of the government or the president. Maybe that is why they said no, they should be transparent with this policy, and with this I think we have a better accountability and the transparency in all ministries.
All right, thank you very much, Afolabi. Talking about accountability and transparency, I'm sure that a lot of people share that sentiment. They're like, hope this is not going to be another just by the book, stating things by the book. Someone even said, we need to work. Another person said, is this not another farce, another lie? Because everybody knows that this TSA is going to bring about accountability, but is it not going to be just talk on paper without execution? Even if it is with execution, will the public get to know what happened or what is happening behind the scene? That's the question a lot of people are asking.
That is why in the first place, I said the federal government should be transparent with this. And how would they go about the transparency is by let the public know the statement of each. There's something we call the confidentiality in administrative work. But
it's not about finance.
It's not about finance.
Finance is not part of
if it is the document that belongs to the a particular ministry, they may decide not to release it out for the public consumption. But anything that has to do with the finance is for the public consumption. You can't say because no, this document is not something we can release out. No, like Yoruba people will say, "Irọ́ ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀," you are a liar. Anything that has to do with the finance or an account, it has to be an information that is meant for the public consumption, because that is the money we are talking about is a public fund. And why will you say public fund that you spend, the statement should not be given to the public? Who owns that money? Is it not the same public? Let what belongs to Caesar go to Caesar. This is why I said the federal government should be transparent with this implementation, that Nigerians should be given the full details, the information. I'm urging the office of the Accountant General and the Auditor General that both offices should work in hand for us to have the normal, the earning statement presented by each ministry. I think this is
make sure it is made available to the public.
It's something that they can publish.
Made it to the public.
They should publish it for people consumption.
All right, thank you very much, Afolabi. This is why we come here every day on Esteem Radio Vision to here on the CONFAB to have a discussion about the country, about a lot of things that are happening. In the same vein, former senator representing Kaduna Central Senatorial District, Senator Shehu Sani has come out to say that if President Tinubu should fail, then it means that any future president in Nigeria cannot succeed. If President Tinubu fails, it will be very difficult for any future president to succeed in Nigeria. While this is a statement that carries a lot of pregnancy, we want to use this medium to remind ourselves.
It's like a single word with different branches.
Exactly. But it's fine for us to remind ourselves of how critical the same Senator Shehu Sani was very critical of the Buhari regime. He was very loud. He was very critical. It was a voice. But now somebody even said that you cannot talk when you have meat in your mouth. That Shehu Sani has been bought. That Shehu Sani has received
a particular price.
The clause has been activated. The release clause has been activated, and now he's playing for a FCAPC. That's what people are saying. But regardless, Falabi, let me have your opinion on this. This statement, either true or not, let us have your opinion on that. And then the legality or the how can we confirm that this senator Shehu Sani actually has enough rights or moral standing to actually make such statements?
But he has a brain that can redeem this economy and lead us forward. But you just have to look at it from that viewpoint. If you have like someone who can do a lot in technology, someone who can work in science, but the person has a different political view than you. You have to look at what he has to offer as far as the country is concerned. And then we move forward this way. If President Bola Tinubu fails, I do not think that it's going to be easy for any other president to go. There is no perfect country in the world. There is no country that just started from one. If you look at the United States in the last 100 years, it's not different from where we are today. The Amnesty International 2 days ago was accusing Tanzania government of being repressive to opposition, attacking the media, and even putting the opposition leader on trial. Now look at the No Kings protesters in the United States. They are almost saying the same thing against Trump and the US government. So even the country that has been under democracy for over 2 centuries, they still have challenges. So for us as a country, we just have to know that if we don't do what you need to do today, we'll still have to do it in the next 25 and 30 years.
Yeah.
Like I've said, most of the people who are in power today are in their 60s, averagely. 70s. In the next 25 years, they're all dead. There is no doubt. Even if you are not dead, you become useless. So do something to which the next generation will not suffer the problems and the indecision of our own time. So this is my own view on this.
You know, you spoke about Lee Kuan Yew. Everybody does, especially when they want to cite, you know, development, wondrous development.
Senator Shehu San who represented Kaduna Central Senatorial District, having his opinion saying that Nigeria, if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not succeed, it will be difficult for another president or any other president to succeed in Nigeria
in future.
In future. Well, this is a statement that that, just like you said earlier, has a lot of branches. I think there are some of the things that they mentioned in this video. One of them is Nigeria has problems just as much as USA has problems, Tanzania has problems, and all of that. And the question is that I would like to ask after the first question I already asked is, should these standards be the standard that we judge ourselves or that we measure ourselves with? The standard of Tanzania having problems or putting opposition leader on trial, is that what we are saying? Oh, because we don't have that, or do we actually not have that in Nigeria? Because we've talked about a lot of the time where opposing voices have been stifled, where people with opposing opinion or against the government has been really fought against. So should this be the standard that we measure ourselves with as a nation after 65 years?
Thank you. One thing, talking about the standard or a stance that we should use, or maybe a yardstick for us to think whether what is happening in Tanzania, if we have it in Nigeria, maybe the Nigeria will be better, or they will have a worst Nigeria. You see, the issue on ground now, and the statement made by the Shehu Sani, that if President Bola Tinubu failed, no future president will be able to succeed. I think with that, looking at it, is that we individuals should know that we should do the right thing at the right time, not doing the right thing at the wrong time, or thinking that, okay, I'm not concerned, let me do my own and leave. But if you fail to implement some policy now, who else will implement it? And if it was implemented, I mean, if it will be implemented in future, for how long will it be? And is it not it said, okay, what it's saying is that, okay, won't it be as if that we are begin again? Now at the 65, Nigerian are at 65 now. If we could not get things right now, when are we going to get it? And if for us to compare ourselves with other countries that will make Nigeria to be a better country, I think it is right time for us to start the comparison.
Maybe with Palestine, Iraq.
No. Those countries you mentioned is even the country they are praying, or even are praying.
Or Haiti.
There are some countries that we cannot compare ourselves with if we want to make we want to progressive. Look at the country that you mentioned now. Even within themselves, they know what they are passing through, which no country will be praying for that. No country will pray for war. And when there is war yes, when there is war, things will not be right. There's no how you can get it right when there is war. That is why I said no. It is not. I'm not talking about those countries you mentioned, but there are some countries that we need to be comparing ourselves with that. Okay, if we can act like this. Okay, for instance now, like China. China is not a sorry for this language. China is not a good country before, a better country before. But when they discover that things fall apart, they have to think. Okay, the so-called the decision makers. Okay, how are we going to get things right? Let us do it now. And the China have their own law that okay, if you are alleged and you are pronounced maybe a someone who embezzle money, or you
public trial,
and you don't need to take to the court of law. The disciplinary measure is there, that okay, you are going they are going to kill that person, not sentenced to correctional center. No, you will be killed immediately. And because of
that's
the fear,
to say a lot of people will not be alive today if this was present in Nigeria. People like Ganduje,
yes,
Gandola,
yes,
you remember the dollar
incident.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now that is why I would like the president to do the right thing now. If truly he wants to set a pace for the upcoming president, that okay, if this thing can be put in place now, let us have a solid constitution, or let us have a disciplinary measure that will make people to be afraid of stealing money or doing all sort of things. Okay, is it not is it yesterday or day before yesterday, the Senate, they passed one bill that okay, if you are caught in maybe you are trying to disflower teenagers,
a minor,
or a minor, thank you for that word, you don't need to be taking or giving a optional direct 20 years or life imprisonment. Anyone who knows that that is the art he normally engage himself in will caution himself that okay,
or just be ready for jail term.
Nobody will be ready for jail time.
You never can tell.
They would like to be cautioned themselves that okay, we don't want to continue doing this. That is because of we have that punishable how will I put it? We have a things that okay, if you do it, this will be your consequence. That is exactly what we need, and that is exactly what we want the present administration to embark on. Like Soni said, that if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu fail, that the country will be anyone that wants to succeed in future, that no future president will be able to succeed. And what he's saying is right. Let us do the right thing at the right time. He may mention something that by within even before 25, 30 years now, though most of our leaders that are ruling now, they will be nowhere to be found. If some of them is still alive, if they are still alive, they will not be able to function the way they should have been. I mean, even the way they are functioning now, just because of the old age. Now, is it when you are old that you get things right? It is now that you can get it right. That is why I want to go with the word of Soni, because if many Nigerians want to change it or interpret it, they may think maybe he's talking about that no one can make a Nigeria a better place than President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But to me, I don't interpret it like that. The way I got the information, what he's trying to say is that all our leaders should do the right thing at the right time. What you fail to do now, another person will suffer for it.
All right, thank you very much, Afolabi. This is still the CONFAB on ST Radio Vision, where we have discussions concerning the country, concerning us as citizens of this country, and prefer solutions from, of course, our end. or just have discussions and let Nigerians know what we think about certain topics, certain discussions, certain from certain angles of the nation. I still remember myself early experience. I am Alex Posimi, and this morning this day we've been able to discuss the statement of Senator Shehu Sani, and also the fact that the federal government has asked ministries, parastatals, and all MDGs, right, to submit a statement of accounts from their ministries and from their departments to the federal government for scrutiny, which is, according to us, or unanimously agreed that this is a good step in the right direction. Of course, a lot of people will think or will feel like this regime has not been as favorable as they expected it to be. But at the same time, everything cannot be doom and gloom. This is a good step in the right direction, and we hope that the federal government will follow the process down to the end and ensure that compliance is made, so that everybody can be accountable. All ministries and departments and agencies can be accountable for whatever they get. Now, this is where we draw the curtain on the CONFAB on Esteem Radio Vision, today being the 22nd day of October 2025. And very soon we shall be celebrating the birthday of our CEO.
Countdown.
In person, the countdown don't already count.
No countdown.
In person of the Michael Adeboye Ashaolu, the one and the only CEO of Esteem Radio Vision and
the founder of
Enya Foundation. Before your birthday comes, we want to thank you specially. Thank you very much for everything that you do.
And we wish you
happy
birthday in advance.
Happy birthday in advance, yes. And very special thanks to Adenipekun, Afolabi, our producer, Abdusamad Balogun, the man behind the console, and every other staff of Esteem Radio Vision, who has been doing everything to ensure that you can see us, you can hear us, you can be a part of the program as you always do. Thank you very much, and especially to you, our listeners and our viewers. Thank you very much for always being a part of our programs. Thank you very much for being a part of our existence. We appreciate you, and we do not take you for granted. Until we come your way again on the CONFAB, I remain myself, LEXVUSIMI, Alex Posimi. Bye for now.